The other big story today, the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has suffered an unexpected blow on Wednesday when the new Democratic Party, which was helping him keep his minority Liberal government in power, withdrew its support. The left-leaning NDP's leader, Jagmeet Singh, said he was ripping up a deal struck with Prime Minister Trudeau in 2022. In his video message, Singh called the Liberals too weak and too selfish. He accused Trudeau of being beholden to corporate interests and not being able to take on the Conservative opposition.
The fact is, the Liberals are too weak, too selfish, and too beholden to corporate interests to fight for people. They cannot be the change. They cannot restore the hope. They cannot stop the Conservative.
And NDP's withdrawal comes just around 13 months ahead of general elections in Canada, which is scheduled for October 2025. The move leaves Trudeau reliant on support from other opposition lawmakers to run the government. Currently, Canada's House of Commons has 154 Liberal members of Parliament, 119 Conservatives, 32 Bloc Québécois and MPs, and 24 NDP MPs. 2 Greens and 3 Independents. Now, lawmakers are due to return to work in Ottawa on 16th of September when the Conservatives may propose a vote of confidence. However, Trudeau dismissed talk of early elections, expressing hope that the NDP will stay with the government and focus on delivering for Canadians and pushing through social reforms like the past years, rather than focusing on politics.
I am not focused on politics. I'll let other parties focus on politics. I'm focused on actually delivering the things that Canadians told me this summer they need. I had thousands of conversations with people across the country. Very few of them wanted to talk politics.
In 2022, the NDP under a deal agreed to keep Trudeau in power until mid-2025 in return for more social spending. Experts say Trudeau's Liberals could still survive a vote of confidence if the NDP abstained. Jagmeet Singh became the leader of the NDP in 2017 after succeeding Tom McClure. Before that, he was a member of the provincial parliament in Ontario from 2011 to 2017. In 2019, he won a seat in the House of Commons as an MP for Burnaby South in British Columbia. Jagmeet Singh has been vocal about racial justice and Indigenous rights in Canada. In 2021, Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh turned into partners from rivals. Jagmeet Singh is also known for his vocal support for Khalistan, which prompted Trudeau's government to patronize Khalistani elements on Canadian soil. The Trudeau government agreed to Singh's anti-India agenda because of its dependency on NDP's support. Singh's links with Khalistani leaders came to the fore a few days after he was elected as the leader of the NDP. He supported Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar after Trudeau accused India of killing him. He also issued a statement against Prime Minister Narendra Modi, holding him accountable in this connection. All right, we're now being joined by Ambassador Ajay Bisaria, former Indian ambassador to Canada. Ambassador Bisaria, thanks very much indeed for talking to WION this afternoon. Let me begin by asking you that, this is a major setback for Trudeau. What are the implications of this for his own political career? Jagmeet Singh has been Trudeau's right-hand man, many believe, for the last 2 years and brings together a large support base.
Well, it is a setback for Trudeau, but it's not entirely unsurprising. I think what Jagmeet Singh and the NDP did was read the writing on the wall. Clearly, the Liberal Party is low in the approval numbers, and with it, the brand of the NDP was also suffering. So what the NDP has done by pulling the plug, or what they used to call the supply and confidence agreement being ripped off, is to essentially say that they want to distance their brand from the failing Liberal brand for the elections that are due in by October 2025. And clearly the Conservatives are in the lead, and the Liberals have faced 3 elections in the last 10 years, so they face a huge anti-incumbency. So what the NDP has done is try to distance itself to give itself a chance of a better showing in the elections, or fearing that its own brand would be driven down by the Liberals.
Yeah. Clearly opportunistic policies or politics obviously by the NDP, but Trudeau has clearly said that he's not going to be looking at early elections, and they're going to happen in October 2025, even though he's in a minority government and Conservatives are likely to get quite a large mandate if you will to look at the polls as of now.
That's right. Trudeau has a minority government. He has 154 of the 338 seats in the House of Commons, so he needs the support either of the NDP or the Bloc Québécois to get through in a no confidence vote. But the likely scenario is that in case of a no confidence motion, the Canadian system is like the Indian system, parliamentary system. So in case of what they call a non-confidence motion, the NDP is still likely to vote for the Liberal government, even though it tears up the agreement, because an early election doesn't suit them either. So the early elections doesn't suit the Liberals. They don't suit the NDP. It certainly suits the Conservatives. But they're likely to get into this opportunistic alliance of not being supporters of the government, yet not voting against it in a no confidence motion. And I think we could expect early elections in the sense next year, perhaps around March, April, but not imminently in the next couple of months.
Right. And Ambassador Bisaria, what does this really say about Trudeau's own domestic policies and also his foreign policies? Where do you think, he slipped? There have been many occasions of that, but if you could highlight some of those.
Yes, and from India's point of view, this alliance between the NDP and the Liberal pushed Trudeau into making statements that were against India's interests in Parliament, unnecessarily raising the noise, unnecessarily giving space to a lot of radicals and a lot of Khalistanis who also support the NDP party. So I think it was certainly an opportunistic alliance. It was certainly distorting the politics. And hopefully, with this change, there would be a change in the politics as well, because certainly the people don't seem to approve policies that tend to go into a very radical direction.
Right. Ambassador Ajay Bisaria, thanks very much indeed for joining us this afternoon and sharing your thoughts on what's happening in Canada.
Thank you for having me.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.